All right, hey, I'm just checking in because I wanted to do a little wrap up for the month of March, show you what I read throughout throughout March, and what I thought of some of it, uh, as well as show you my book haul and some of my upcoming TBR. As that's how my book hauls always work. Whatever I pick up, I like to finish that stack before I do my next book haul. So my next stack of books is definitely going to bleed into May. So that's why I'm not calling this my April look ahead this time. With that aside, let's get into what I read in the month of March. So my month started off with Streets of Laredo by Larry McMurtry. I loved this book. It was an amazing book. I didn't like it as much as Lonesome Dove, of course, but I really, really did enjoy it, and I thought it was fantastic, honestly. I know people say that the series really gets worse after the first book, but that didn't seem to be the case in Streets of Laredo for me. I also read... Oh, I don't think I have these in order that I read them, so... Eldest by Christopher Paolini. This is the second book in Eragon, or the Inheritance Cycle, and I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as the first book necessarily. I really liked Roran's story throughout this. I thought it was significantly better than Eragon's story, which is a little unfortunate, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue the series. This one I'm buddy reading with one of my buddies, which now I am in Idaho and able to actually see him in person and talk about the book, which is awesome. I read 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King. This has 4 short stories in it. 2 of them I really, really liked. One of them I liked all right, and then one I didn't like. The Library Policeman, I just didn't think it was that interesting, and it was a very long-winded story. You'll see that coming up on another Stephen King book too. I feel like it was just a little long-winded, but maybe, I don't know. I really liked 4 Past Midnight. It is a chonker, but it is worth reading through, especially the first couple stories. I thought that they were excellent. So the first story in particular, The Langoliers. I read Pirate Latitudes by Michael Crichton. This book was awesome. It was really cool. I liked it a lot. It felt like a little adventure that you go on with some pirates trying to raid a castle and get away with the loot pretty much for the country of Jamaica. It's really good. There's a lot of backstabbing, some crazy things go down. There's a lot of cool standout moments in this book. This is my first Michael Crichton book. If the rest of them are like this, I think I might like Michael Crichton. I want to read Jurassic Park because that used to be one of my favorite movies of all time. So I want to. That's up there. One that I want to read soon. Wolves of the Kala by Stephen King. This book was. I am still conflicted on this. I still feel conflicted on this book. It was good. I liked the overall story, and I liked the way that it progressed the overall plot of the series. But in my opinion, this 700-page book is like 500 pages too long for the story that was told there. It just didn't click for me through a lot of it. Some of the backstories and some of the side stories just dragged on a little long. They were in Kala for a long time before anything of substance happened. But the WWE Championship by Kevin Sullivan. This was the book I read most recently. I technically actually think I finished this maybe in April. No, I finished this right at the 31st. Okay, never mind. So this is a awesome book that covers the history of the WWE Championship from like 1962 to 2010, and it's awesome. If you're a WWE fan, you would love this book. I'm not going to obviously talk too much about it here because I don't think many people watching this care about WWE. I have my Cody Rhodes shirt on, American Nightmare. because I'm recording this on Friday the 4th, and SmackDown is tonight, so I gotta support someone, you know. Cody's not gonna be there, but next, that's it for what I read. I started reading The Well of Ascension. I'm just a little bit into this second book in the Mistborn series. I really like the premise so far of this book, and I'm excited to keep reading it. I thought that the first book, that Mistborn or the Final Empire or whatever, ended on a good note where he could almost just called it there as a book, a standalone book. And I was a little nervous about how, like, what the story was actually going to be, but I should have trusted Sanderson, because I mean, it's a good story so far. So another book that I'm just now starting, my mom is wanting me to read this book. It is Master of the Game by Sidney Sheldon. She swears by loving this book, and wanted me to check it out. I told her I'd give it a shot. I just started reading the prologue of it before I even started this, so I am not in this far enough to even tell you what it's about yet. But I know that my mom really likes it, and so I was like, sure, I'll check it out. I also have this book still sitting to the side, Where is Joe Merchant by Jimmy Buffett. This is a book that one of my coworkers recommended me. He said it was one of his favorite books of all time, and so I was willing to check it out. He's the same guy that actually recommended Pirate Latitudes to me. So I liked Pirate Latitudes, so I have a feeling I might like this. I think this is about a guy in like southern Florida. He's a pilot or something. It seems pretty interesting. Stuff that my coworker's definitely into, and the guy who's in his 50s wanting to retire to Florida. All right, so now the books that I actually picked up yesterday. My brother came over to see me now that I'm here, and I talked him into going to Barnes & Noble with me. He's not a reader. He started reading one book, which I guess will be the first book that I cover here. He started reading Mickey 7 or Mickey 17, but it's Mickey 7. And he read it because the movie's coming out. He's a big movie guy, so he wanted to start reading some of this, and he said he read about half of it and then watched the movie, so I highly doubt he's going to read any more of it, but I am very interested in it. The concept sounds really cool, so I have not seen the movie, and I'm not planning on watching it until after I read this book. Let's see, I gotta create another little stack here. This next book I already read, but the physical version came out, and I gotta get it. The Gate of the Feral Gods by Matt Didman. This is the fourth book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This is a thick one compared to the other three. It's a little different seeing it physically after you've read it digitally. It's like, oh wow, that was a big book, and I think book 7's the biggest if I remember. So that's gonna be a big book on the shelf, but I gotta put this up next to the first three. I gotta support Matt Didman any way I can. This is such a good series. It is such a good series. Next up is Swan Song by Robert McCammon. This, from what I understand, is similar to The Stand, which I love The Stand. So that's literally all I know about this, and that people like Robert McCammon. And people like Swan Song. So I thought I'd give it a shot. Next up, the third book in the Lonesome Dove tetralogy, Dead Man's Walk by Larry McMurtry. This is by far the shortest looking one, I think, because Lonesome Dove's a big book. Streets of Laredo's smaller, but this is a small one for the series. But from what I understand, this is a prequel to Lonesome Dove. So this happens before the events of Lonesome Dove, when Augustus McCrae and Woodrow Call are becoming frontiersmen, I guess. I don't know. I'm excited to read it because I just love that universe so much. Next up is the third book in the Inheritance cycle, or the Aragon series. This is Brissinger by Christopher Paolini. Again, gotta continue it. Gotta continue the series. I am excited to get into this. My buddy is really excited for me to read this one, so I'm excited to read this one. And the last two are Stephen King books. saved my favorite author for last, I guess, on accident. First up is The Outsider by Stephen King. I don't know anything about this story besides that I think it ties into the Holly Gibney story, I think. I don't see her name on the back here, but I think it does in some way. Regardless, I've picked it up, just decided to give it a shot. The cover, I think, is actually really cool, by the way, for this. And my last Stephen King book is Christine by Stephen King. I've never seen much about this besides the fact that I think it's a killer car or something like that, so thought it'd be interesting. It looks like it sat on the shelf for a long time, huh? Something. It looks like it's yellow on top. I just noticed that. But anyway, I am very excited for to get into this book too. I have a lot of good books to be reading. I mean, one of these books I picked up I had already read, right? But then these others, these are good books. These are good books. I'm excited. I'm very excited to jump into reading this throughout this month, and I think I have a fun time ahead of me. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for sticking around this long, and thanks.